Today we're taking a look at the Jet Pedals Red C, and it's a wet dry wet stereo parallel effects splitter. And this box has a lot of jacks that you can plug into and a big knob here. And it's kind of a splitter and a mixer together, and it can be a little bit intimidating, and it's a little bit of a learning curve. I had to kind of dig in and deep dive on this pedal a little bit to figure out what exactly it's doing. So I'll kind of try to explain it to you guys. So on the bottom here we have our inputs, we have the left and the right, and on top we have the outputs, so we have the left and the right output. So I'm running mono in on the bottom here on the right in, and I'm running stereo out. So I'm using this pedal mono, converting from mono to stereo. So we can divide this pedal into two sections. So the lower section here is our splitter, so it's our input and splitter. So we can use just the right in, and it's going to split to all four outputs here. But if we do stereo in, each side is going to be split to two. So left will be split to one out and two out, and then our right input will be split to one out, two out. When I'm using just the right side, it's going to split to all four. So we can do kind of a mono in and stereo out. So that's the lower section. So this is our splitter. So we're going to split and send the signal into our pedals, into our different effects. So that is the lower portion. Now the top portion has four jacks here on the side, and we have the two outputs. So to explain it, we have basically two stereo signals that we can blend between. So this knob here on the right shows our dry seabed. So it's kind of a cool analogy, very biblical. We have the two seas on each side, and the seas parted, and we have some dry land in the middle. The dry is our right here, and then as you can see the little C, when we turn this to the left, that's introducing our wet signal. So Jet Pedals created a very flexible way of doing this. So when we go and split, so right now I can talk about this Revelation reverb that I have here. So I'm splitting it, we're coming in here on the right, and I'm splitting it out because it's sending signal to all four outputs. And I'm taking one output and I'm sending it to the mono input of the Revelation, and then this turns the reverb signal into stereo. You have to have it set to the mix all the way up so we don't have any dry signal, so we only have just our wet reverb. And then we're returning left and right out of this stereo reverb that's fully wet. We're coming back and we're coming into these lower inputs. So these lower inputs are our wet inputs. So when we turn the knob to the left, we're basically making the mixer only have these bottom jacks. The top jacks are the dry signal. And so I'm actually outputting one of the dry signals. One is going to the reverb, dry signal, then it's turning it into a wet stereo reverb that we're mixing back in here. But I have also another output, which is going to be my dry input into this mixer. So when I turn it all the way to the little sand here, which is our dry signal, I have dry signal. When I start turning it to the left, I'm introducing these lower jacks, which is our reverb that's coming out of here. So also we can flip the phase on the wet side of the mixer. So these lower jacks here are the wet, the upper jacks are the dry. So I hope you guys understand that. So it's basically two stereo signals, and you can basically blend between left and right with this knob here. And our left is our wet, and we can flip the phase. We don't have any phase flipping for the dry. And this then goes out to the output, left and right. So we can do a lot of cool things. Their website shows a lot of routing options that you can do on this pedal. And you can go fully stereo in. You can just do a lot of cool things with this pedal. with amps as well. So you're basically taking two stereo signals, left and right, and you can blend between them. So yeah, right now I'm just blending the dry signal with my stereo wet signal out of the Revelation. So you can see like the upper part is doing all the mixing and the bottom part is doing all the splitting. So this is the Revelation Reverb. Sounds great, beautiful. So I have the mix all the way up, so we're getting only the wet signal. And then you can hear in the intro, that was the beautiful sound. So when I turned it to the right, I just got my dry signal. Turn it to the left, I'm introducing my beautiful reverb here from Revelation. And all the way to the left, we get a full wet signal, as you guys heard in the intro. So I want to also plug in an Eventide H9 pedal, and because that pedal is a pedal that converts your dry signal into a digital signal as well. So you can use the H9 in a fully wet system like this, and you can use it with the Red C, so you get your dry analog sound, and then you can introduce some nice, beautiful digital reverb. Okay, so I've plugged in my Eventide H9 with the same concept as the Revelation Reverb. I'm splitting out of one of the outputs on the Red C, going into the input of the Eventide H9. Then I have my mix set to 100, and we have a delay patch here, and I have left and right mixing back into the wet side of the blend, and then I have the dry side, same, we're splitting here on the right side and going into this top right input here, which is going to be our dry signal. So we're going to go dry signal, and then I'm going to introduce the delay, and then when I go all the way to the wet, it's going to, you're going to hear just the delay without the dry signal. All right, so I have now the Boss DM2 and the Revelation Reverb, and the delay will be on one side and then the reverb will be on another side. Maybe we can get a cool sound. So how I'm doing that is, again, I'm coming in mono here on the right side. I'm splitting on the bottom here, the bottom right, splitting into the delay. The delay is coming back into this side here of the mixer. And then I'm splitting on the left side for the reverb. And then out of the reverb, I'm going mono out into the right side here of the mixer. And then this will give us the dry sound, and then as I turn it up to the left, we're going to get both delay and reverb on each side. So let's check it out.